there's something called called Article 48. This is quite close to the famous Article 50 that UK negotiated when it left, but it's about how you revise the treaties. So Article 48 says, in very broad summary, that if you want to revise the treaties, you have to create something called a conference. And in the Article 48 conference, you have all of these people who are meant to be brought together, MEPs, national parliaments, members of the European Parliament, the Commission, the Council, representatives of European civil society. They're all meant to come together and they're all meant to discuss and propose a set of treaty recommendations. And that's the way the process gets started. And then you have like the intergovernmental negotiations that result in the final thing. Now, the reason this might sound familiar to those of you who look at the Conference on the Future of Europe is that it was intended not directly to be a Section 48 conference, not one that had treaty change as its objective, but it was set up in a way that it could have been a Section 48 conference, an Article 48 conference. It could have been something that led to treaty change. I think what's really notable about it is a lot of the deadlock around the startup of the conference, which was meant to start a year before it actually started in practice. A lot of that deadlock was to do with personalities, the leadership choices, who's going to chair it, who's going to have the responsibility for deciding things, who's going to make the final call on things. But also a lot of it was a wariness, particularly in the council, that the treaties were going to be changed. There's going to be this big push towards like new integration of Europe, or something that the member states didn't want to lose control over. So there's a lot of politics in this, and we'll come back to that in a bit, because we start in a very politicized environment, and we're going to end this weekend in a very politicized environment. And in between, there's a whole bunch of citizen engagement and lots of opportunities for citizens to have their say. Now, the challenge with all of these, with every process the way citizens have their say, is who decides. And the process here has been a really ambitious attempt, not just to bring citizens' voices in through the standard kind of citizen panel methods, but to get to a situation where they are in the room helping to decide at the end of the process.